How you feeling today, Jesse? Talk to me, man.
I couldn't feel better, TD. I was at the game. I was in the building, and the first half was absolutely crazy. But I had confidence, man. I sent out a tweet at halftime saying, I believe in this team. I think that they're going to get it done. And I had a feeling the night before the game, TD, that the 49ers were going to pull away in the second half. I felt like the Lions had some big emotional playoff wins, that they would get tired, they would struggle in the second half, and that the 49ers would pull away. Now, I didn't account for them being down 17 before pulling away in the second half and making it an awesome comeback, but I did expect that second half to go pretty much how it did, and the 49ers were able to get it done. Norb, I want to start with you. Actually, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to give you some credit here, okay? You said that the Lions, if they wanted to win, need to take every point available to them in this game. Is that not what you said last week going into this game?
Did I not say that? Did I make it loud and clear when we talked about what needs to happen in this game? Did I not make point number one? Do not be like the Packers. We saw what they did in that game that they could have easily beaten you guys in. Didn't take the points when they had the chance. He passed on 2 field goals that were pretty makeable, and that cost him 6 points. What was the final score? 34-31. Oh, I don't think I've ever been so emotional in a game for a team I really have no interest in other than beating the 49ers. I just couldn't believe it. I was just like probably my other NFC West brethren. We were enjoying that first half, watching them just steamroll the 49ers, doing them whenever they wanted, coming up to a 24-7 lead. And then 49ers came down, got that field goal. It's like, okay, they held them to a field goal, but there's still a 2-score game. They go back down there, and it's like, okay, Mr. Campbell, you have the opportunity to equalize the game, put it exactly where it was at halftime with, I don't remember the time, but it was a good chunk of the quarter had already been eaten away. You could have just put it right back to where it was and basically just shorten that little end route to where they could only have so much time left. But no, he had to be Dan Campbell, the man. You know, it wasn't like they just gave him, well, they practically gave him the game, but you guys had to do a lot of things to win that game, take advantage of the opportunities, and the 49ers did that. It's just frustrating when you see a team, when they have the game in their control, and all they got to do is just kind of be smart about it and not just be so aggressive when you don't have to be. And that's what drives me crazy when teams do that. It's sexy, it's fun to see them, yeah, let's go. And then it doesn't happen, then you're like, oh crap, we just left the door right open, and the 49ers took full advantage. So frustrating, man. But the 49ers deserved it because they earned that victory. 27 unanswered points? Whatever, 24 unanswered points, and they eventually got the final field. So, I mean,
yeah, what was crazy is they were down 17 at half, and with 3 minutes left in the third, they had the game tied.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it didn't have to be that way. But props to the Niners, you guys got it done.
I want to go real quick to Jake. How you feeling, man? How's everything going?
Things are good. You know, can't complain. You know, I gotta say, and I really want to make this clear. I think the Brock Purdy hate, it has to go away now. You know, and I will say this, because everyone, like, when you say this guy's name, everyone's head turns, you know, oh, okay, just grabs the attention. I'm going to use Tom Brady for an example. Does anyone remember when Tom Brady threw the Patriots completely out of the Super Bowl against the Atlanta Falcons? Like, that game was 28-3. Everyone talks about it. Everyone talks about what happened in final. Everyone talks about how Tom Brady led his team to victory in overtime, 34-28. Okay? Here's what they don't talk about. He put them in that position to begin with. And what I've always said and what I've always heard is that, okay, it's all about just winning the game. Just get it done, right? Well, as somebody that covers the Rams, I'm about to be very unbiased here, okay? I have no bias in the game, so before you go ahead and say that, you're wrong. Brock Purdy does not get that benefit of the doubt. We've seen it full on, week in, week out. There's always something we have to critique about Brock Purdy. It's always, oh, he's a game manager. He's a system quarterback. I need to see him come from behind. He's done it now back-to-back games, okay? back-to-back games. Oh, well, he didn't look that good against the Packers until the final drive. Well, okay, but you're the same person that told me that it didn't matter that Tom Brady played like absolute shit in the Super Bowl. It just mattered that he won the game. And I know that because I watched him in 2 Super Bowls against the Rams, probably the worst 2 Super Bowls he's played in, but he won both games, so no one cares at the end of the day, right? Well, that's not the case for whatever reason with Brock Purdy. And it actually annoys me because, you know, everyone looks at me like, oh, you're a Rams fan. You cover the Rams. No. I cover the Rams. I am a Rams fan, but I'm also a fan of football. Okay. I'm a fan of the game. I love watching just this game. And what I can't stand is hypocrisy. And what we've seen in the mainstream media, what we've seen on social media is the fact of the matter is that Brock Purdy, no matter what the hell he does, always there's a question. And why is that? This isn't unprecedented. We saw a pick 199. Tom Brady was selected and became what a lot of people would say is the GOAT. But for whatever reason, Brock Purdy, we cannot give him his props. It's always, well, I need to see more. I need to see him win the big game. Garoppolo did that too. Okay, fine. I'll give you that. Garoppolo went to a Super Bowl. So did Colin Kaepernick. But if Brock Purdy gets this thing done, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it anymore, period, to be honest with you. I am so tired of just the constant jibber jabber about how this guy doesn't have it. Well, guess what? Okay. Jared Goff played well enough to win that football game. He did. I think we could all agree on that, right? I'm not hating on Jared Goff, but Brock Purdy did more in the end. I mean, the Lions were who we thought they were. They're what I said they were. They didn't get blown out like I said they were going to. So props to them, and I was wrong on that. But this is why I felt really good about the 49ers, because when push comes to shove, the Lions are a great first half team, but they disappeared in the second half just like they did against the Rams in the wild card game, right? The 49ers had to come back. You could say, well, they were at home. Okay. That's still a ridiculous comeback in the grand scheme of things. That's not easy to do. But what I can't stand is, okay, clearly Brock Purdy had himself a really good game because he had to get them back on the winning path. I think that's the worst Christian McCaffrey's look this year, and that's not a knock on him. That's just like he wasn't, and didn't he have 2 touchdowns? Like, it wasn't a bad game for McCaffrey, but it wasn't one of those where you just give the ball to McCaffrey, 200 yards, we're good. Purdy had to make plays. That's the thing. And they were getting pressure. And that's the thing. Purdy made, notice when that throw at the end of the first half, Jared Goff had to make that throw. What did I say? When he gets pressured, he turns into a lawn chair. Decent throw, hard throw to make, but he doesn't make it. And because he doesn't make it, now you're not going into at halftime, 28 to whatever at that point, right? That was a huge play. You're kicking the field goal. So how I see it is at that point in the game, when Brock Purdy was pressured later on in the game, the same type of situation, he rolls out to the right and runs for 30 yards and seals the game. To me, right then and there, there's no more debate, okay? If you don't want to say, okay, Brock Purdy's not elite, fine. I don't care. He doesn't have to be elite. That's the thing. But if you're going to still say that he sucks, he's not good, he's just part of the system, no, let's just call it like it is, okay? He's better than people realize. He's staying. He's here to stay, okay? I understand we've seen guys like Kaepernick come and go. I get that. This isn't Colin Kaepernick. This guy is really good. He's top 15. He's going to stick around for a while, and we need to just get over it. I don't know why it's constantly talked about. Oh, I don't know. Can Brock Purdy do this? I think Dak Prescott has a better chance in the Super Bowl. I don't, because Dak falls apart every playoff season. I mean, am I wrong? And then people same thing. Sorry, TD. But Tua, the conversation with Tua, it's I don't understand how this guy has now, he's won more in his first 2 years, by the way. He's won more than anybody in the playoffs, 4 playoff games. Tom Brady won 3 in his first 2 years. Kurt Warner won 3. Brock Purdy has now won 4. I thought Brock Purdy played a hell of a game against a good opponent that was trying to do something that organization has never done before, and he came through. And the questions now at this point are just tired, and I'm just sick of them.
Well, you know what it sounds like, Jake? You're not a hater. It's that
not a hater.
All right, last up, Let's go with Michael.
I was actually watching this game here with an actual Lions fan. So I have a buddy that was watching this game, and I was with him. So I was just rocking my Cardinals jersey, and then he was with his Lions jersey. And he actually told me in the beginning of the game, like, that's the exact stat there, where they are leading the NFL with scoring so many points in the first half and then just kind of fall apart in the second half. I was like, no worries, hey, be positive, you got this. And then, man, that first half, it was like, whoa, you are doing fantastic. Like, good job. You know, we're eating some chips and nachos and all this stuff was looking great. And then, man, that second half happened and boom. I think this game just kind of fell apart with just every circumstance that happened bad for the Lions happened and just kind of in order, right? Whether that fumble, whether that ricochet off that guy's helmet and Ayuk ends up catching it, like, just so crazy. And on top of that, Dan Campbell doesn't go for the points as well. So there's a 6-point swing there. I know some Lions fans end up really, really pissed off with the idea of they should have gone for the points. And Norb did call it. Norb said you should go for the points. Don't play too aggressive. But that is what Dan Campbell has been doing all year. And I get it. If that was me, I probably would adjust, because this is a playoff game. This is not regular season. So you would hope that they would change that, or at least be a little bit less aggressive. But man, this came down to the Lions. I don't want to say choking, but kind of like, yeah, this team lacked of experience, and you can tell the 49ers have been there. They've been there over and over again. So good for the 49ers, good for Brock Purdy. I know he is a hometown guy here from Arizona, so I'll just leave it at that.